When we talk about the pyramids, you probably think of the Egyptian pyramids, as everyone else does. The Great Pyramid of Giza still continues to be a building on which eulogies are written. But that's no reason to overshadow other world wonders. This is Iconic Builds, and in this episode we take a close look at the pyramids around the world, which are incomparable with their differences. No matter what culture it was, whether Mesopotamian, Egyptian, or Mayan, their legacy is still visible in the form of imposing pyramids. Although the pyramids in Egypt, notably the Great Pyramid at Giza, are the ones we are most familiar with, they are not the only ones. There are a remarkable number of ancient pyramids scattered throughout the world. These magnificent constructions, the majority of which serve as tombs, are true technical marvels and outstanding archaeological sites. Reduced weight on the top and more weight on the bottom made sure they lasted to the present day, largely undamaged. These massive structures are still standing, but history has forgotten how they were built. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, which almost wrote its own history, is one of the best examples of this. It was constructed at Saqqara about 4,700 years ago, was the first pyramid the Egyptians ever built. Yes, we started with a pyramid in Egypt after saying that Egypt should not come to your mind first, because both the oldest structures are there, and also we saved the most different ones for last. The third dynasty of Egypt was headed by the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Djoser, sometimes written Zoser, who gave the pyramid its name. The pyramid was originally a mastaba tomb, a flat-roofed structure with sloping sides. During expansions, it was transformed into a 197-foot-high, or 60 meters, pyramid with 6 sections that were built on top of one another. 11.6 million cubic feet, or 330,400 cubic meters, of stone and clay were used to build the pyramid. A labyrinth of around 3.5 miles, or 5.5 kilometers in length, is created by the tunnels that run underneath the pyramid. The majority of the Tura limestone that once covered the pyramid has since been removed. A complex measuring 37 acres, or 15 hectares, is at its epicenter. The complex is surrounded by a sunken limestone wall, and on the southeast side are faux portals, as well as the actual colonnade entrances. One of the famous pyramids, where more than one passage is provided by tunnels and spread over a wide area, is the Sun Pyramid in Mexico. One of the greatest buildings of its kind in the Western Hemisphere, the Pyramid of the Sun is a massive pyramid located in the ancient city of Teotihuacan, Mexico. It was completed around 100 CE. At its base, the pyramid is roughly 720 by 760 feet, or 220 by 230 meters, and it rises 216 feet, or 66 meters above the earth. Leopoldo Batres, the architect, arbitrarily constructed a fifth terrace during hastily planned restoration work in 1905 to 1910, and many of the original facing stones were removed. 248 crooked stairs leading up to the pinnacle of the pyramid are located on its western side. Workers had found a covered pit beneath the platform that makes up the pyramid's peak. It was revealed in 2013. 2 pillars and a figure that was supposedly of the god Huehueteotl, who was present in the pantheons of various Mesoamerican civilizations, were unearthed inside the pit. But if you want to see more civilizations than the dusty pages of history, the pyramids in the ancient Mayan city of Tikal may interest you. Moreover, these pyramids, which were rediscovered in the 1850s, contain a city larger than you can imagine. From roughly 300 to 900 AD, Tikal was a significant Mayan urban and ceremonial hub where they constructed several monuments, including 5 pyramidal temples. Pyramid 4, which is topped by the Temple of the Two-Headed Serpent, is the tallest at 213 feet. These pyramids were mostly forgotten in the jungle for about 800 years after the Maya left the location. In the 1850s, European explorers enthusiastically rediscovered them, sparking a number of significant archaeological missions and digs. The main buildings on the site include 3 enormous complexes known as acropoles and 5 pyramidal temples, which were likely used as high-class temples and residences. One such complex consists of a number of structures, behind which elaborately decorated burial chambers have been discovered. The Ziggurat Temple, which is very different from the pyramids we are accustomed to architecturally and which comes to our mind when we say pyramids in terms of its geographical location, is as interesting as the Mayan pyramids. The most recognizable architectural design from the ancient Near East is the ziggurat. Ziggurats' exteriors, in contrast to Egyptian pyramids, were not smooth, but tier-like to allow for the work that was done there, as well as the governmental control and religious rites necessary to ancient Near Eastern civilizations. The enormous ziggurat at Ur is one of Mesopotamia's biggest and best-preserved ziggurats. The initial height of this enormous rectangular pyramidal construction, which measures 210 by 150 feet and is true north-oriented, was between 70 and 100 feet. It was built with 3 tiers of terraces. 3 stories of terraced brick were originally present in the ziggurat, which was constructed for the Sumerian monarch Ur-Nammu in the middle of the 21st century BC. It was once capped with a shrine to a moon god. It eroded through time, was repaired by Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon in the 6th century BC, and was then rebuilt once again by archaeologists in the 20th century. Of course, it is not possible to summarize all the pyramids in the world at once. What we are talking about here are versions of pyramids that can be called iconic, far from the idea of the pyramid that comes to mind first. But of course, it would not be possible to finish the chapter without mentioning Giza. The largest of the Giza pyramids, consisting of 3 pyramids, Khufu, is particularly iconic. In 2560 BCE, it was finished and dedicated to Khufu, the second ruler of Egypt's 4th dynasty. The pyramid's 4 equal sides, each measuring around 755 feet, made up its original height of roughly 482 feet, or 147 meters. Some Egyptologists think the building's pinnacle may have been gilded. The King's Room, which housed a massive granite sarcophagus, and the smaller Queen's Chamber, which has a sizable angular opening or niche, are located inside the pyramid. All of these pyramids continue to be popular tourist destinations despite their age, due to their importance for culture, architecture, and history. They act as a reminder of how complex construction was created with so few resources so many years ago. The many mysteries these pyramids contain and what they reveal about ancient civilizations and cultures are still being uncovered by archaeologists and experts.